How we doing, guys? Welcome to another MainMeister 10-minute mashup. Apologies about lack of videos yesterday. I was helping a mate out with something which I'm going to mention on my waffle tomorrow, and it kind of consumed all my time. So anyway, playing Berserk and playing Defender. I did mashup, well, as people probably know, I'm playing this Berserk thing to try and get good at it, and also played Defender. I actually thought it'd be quite interesting to take a look at some of the real classic arcade games. You know, I mean, I know there's videos of playing on YouTube for these things, but I mean, they're just, some of these games are just, they're not classics for nothing, you know what I mean, and they definitely deserve people to look at them. This one here, Missile Command. Now, before I start playing, this is certainly renowned as one of the most difficult arcade games, after Berserk obviously. Nah, seriously, this is an absolutely really difficult game to play. It's just relentless. The first couple of levels aren't too bad, then it just gets absolutely stupidly difficult. Now, I'm very fortunate. Now, this isn't bullshit, this is absolute truth. One of my best mates, good mate Tony Temple, happens to be the world champion at this game. Tony bought a Missile Command machine off Archer McLean. This is all true, by the way. He bought it off Archer McLean. It was one of his favourite games, and he's since went on to beat the world record. The world record used to be held by a guy called Roy Schilt. Now, I think I've actually mentioned this before. Roy Schilt is an American, and he had the record. He set the record in 1986. Now, there's different settings for. As anyone who follows high score, arcade high scores, there's a, what do you call it? Not a group. What would you call it? Dearie me, I've completely lost the words. Twin Galaxies. It's basically, this is an organisation that was set up by a chap called Walter Day, and it was basically to record high scores, the highest scores at arcade games. It was set, I think it started in 1982, something like that. Anyway, excuse me, yep, so Twin Galaxies records all the high scores. Now, as you probably know, anyone that's played MAME or is lucky enough to own an arcade game, all these arcade games come with different dip switches, which changes the difficulty and number of lives when you get an extra life, etc. The Twin Galaxies, there's actually two settings for Missile Command. There's a high score setting, which basically means you just keep playing until you lose all your lives. Now, you start off with 6 cities at the bottom, which you can probably see at the bottom. You've got 3 missile bases, one at left, one at right, and one in the middle. And then you've got the 6, there you go, defend cities. It's actually showing you. So that's basically telling you, that shows you the cities. Now, after so many points, you get an extra city. As long as you've got one city that's not been destroyed, then the game keeps going. So the world record for Missile Command, I don't know what the score is. It's something like, I don't know, I've no idea what the score is, maybe 100 million, something daft like that. But apparently it took, the guy played continually for like, I don't know, 48 hours. It was like 2 days solid. But the other settings is called tournament settings, and basically you don't get any extra lives or extra cities. So once you've lost your 6th city, it's game over. Now, it's the tournament settings that my mate Tony holds the world record. It's something like, I don't know exactly, it's 1.5 million points, something like that. But I was asking Tony the other day there to give me some pointers about how to get good at this game, or you know, how to kind of improve my score. So anyway, I've waffled. It's about 5 minutes in and I haven't even started. So this is going to be the 15-minute waffle. Not the 15-minute waffle, the 15-minute mashup. Let's go. Now I'm lucky enough to have a trackball with this game. Without it, it would be pretty impossible to actually play. Now, as you can see there, some of the missiles come down from the top of the screen, and what they'll eventually do is you'll sometimes get 2 or more overlapping, or crossing over. So what you can do is plant a bomb, and basically when your bomb goes off, if the missiles have touched an explosion, then they're destroyed. So what you want to do is basically plant the bomb just at the point the missiles are going to cross over. Now the first couple of levels are fairly pedestrian, but after about the fourth level it starts getting really silly. You can see there my highest score so far is 19,000, which isn't too bad. It's not quite it's not quite a million, but you know. Now I don't know if you can actually notice that. Ah, bollocks. I don't know if you can notice the missiles from the left and right actually move a lot slower. The ones in the middle, from the middle base here, move a lot quicker. So what you're better trying to do is save. Bollocks. Is save the missiles in the middle for. You can see there I've lost. Is it one city? Also, the more points, the more cities you've got, you get bonus points. So. But it's getting pretty damn quick already. Now one technique, arse. Bollocks, I've not got any. Oh, I have. Oh, that was lucky. So I'm down to 3 cities. This little bugger needs to be hit bang on. I've not got any. Whoa! Got 1 city left, so as long as you've got 1 city left, then the game rolls over. I've now got a bonus city. Come on, you bugger. Damn it. Damn it. That's it. Unless I get a bonus city here, which is unlikely, it's game over. And it's game over. Yeah, it's a very, very difficult game. But it's one of the, along with like Defender, Robotron and Donkey Kong and Pac-Man obviously, it's one of the classic high scoring games. And if you get a chance to play it, then go for it. Let's have another. How are we doing for time? I mean, I know I've prattled on. 7 minutes, so I've got time for another game I think. Now, if only it was that speed all the time. And the controls are basically, you've got left button for left hand base, right hand button for right hand base, then you've got a middle button which controls the missiles from the middle base. Now I think to get good at this game you really need to be aware of how many missiles you've actually fired. Now that's something that I'm not able to do. I just basically keep hammering away until it makes a wee noise to see if I run out of bullets. Now you get points for every bullet that you don't use, so again you can see there 5 points, it's no big points by any stretch of the imagination, but they all help. As Tesco says, every little helps. Yep, starts getting pretty quick after that. Ah, bollocks, I didn't see that. It doesn't really matter, I mean, if you get your missile bases destroyed, it doesn't affect your game. Well, it does, it stops you having bullets to fire. Now one technique that some guys use at this game is they go down to one city, so all they're trying to do is basically protect a single city. And you can see there I only had one missile. Hey, take that. have at you. Now, I've watched Tony playing. I've actually seen Tony playing this live. I've stood beside him. I stood beside him at play in not Blackpool, in Manchester a couple of years ago. Last year I think it was. Watching him playing it, and it's mental. It's just, you know, he's planted the bomb and moved on. You can't. What you don't do is watch to see. Ah, bollocks, that's it. Unless I get a bonus city, which I'm highly unlikely to do. Take that. No, game over. What was that, 13,000? I think I've got time for one more quick game. But yeah, you need... I mean, this game can actually... I mean, I'm playing this in MAME, obviously, on the MAME cab. It does control using a mouse, and it controls actually quite nicely using a mouse. I mean, I'm using a trackball. One more go. I've still to really... Let's see if I can take out... What was I going to say there? Can't remember. But yeah, I mean, Tony's basically planted 2 or 3 missiles. As soon as he plants it, he's moving on. Whereas I think one of the mistakes that some people make with this game is they press the button to launch a missile, they then wait to see it actually hitting. And by that time, some of the missiles have almost taken out a city. So you've really got to be confident about where you're planting the bombs and just moving on. Yeah, the first 2-3 levels are fairly pedestrian. Well, the first 2 I would say. Then it ramps up big style. And what you've got to use is it's called like the scatter approach, whereby you just basically launch 4 or 5 missiles in a spread across the screen. Now I'm actually tempted to make this my next, damn it. I will piss off. Yeah, I'm tempted to make this my next, I want to be a video game champ game, but there's still a bit of mileage. Since I've managed to get a bit of headway with, you scum. With Berserk, I'm going to be playing it for the next while anyway. Woo! 1 city left. Bonus 1. And you can see there they're both. Now what I should be doing here is just really, and I've completely not done it. I don't believe that. I've just lost them all in one fell swoop. There you go. Armageddon. Now that there, I can remember seeing this game back in the day. That was actually quite a chilling image. You know, you need to remember this game came out early 80s when the Cold War, you know, the Americans and Britain were basically engaged in a Cold War with the Warsaw Pact, and there was genuinely a threat of nuclear war. I mean, in the BBC they actually showed public information films about what to do in the event of a nuclear war. You know, wrap your family's bodies up in bags and leave them for the council to pick up, etc. So yeah, when this game came out, it was still a real threat, and I remember seeing this. The first time I saw this game was in a cafe. I think it was Almond Cafe. It was a wee cafe that used to sell kind of hamburger rolls. So after, you know, lunchtime from school, if you had enough money, you go up there and buy one. And I remember seeing this game, and it was quite chilling actually. Seeing this, and you know, that was right at the time when there was genuinely a threat of a nuclear war. So anyway, I'm kind of gibbering a wee bit, guys. This is Missile Command by Atari. and it's obviously the arcade version that came out there. You go 1980, so it's, yep, that was exactly when the Cold War was in its sort of throes. So hope you enjoyed watching, guys. If you do like, please consider hitting the like button. Please leave any comments, and if you like the videos I make, you might want to consider subscribing. And as usual, guys, thanks for watching.